Hi everyone, welcome. My name's Olivia. I'm a freshman at Ohio State University this year. Um, and as many of you know, or as I know, as I was just going through the process last year, when choosing a college to go to, it is sometimes important to consider the food on campus, and I recognize that. So today I'm going to be doing a video going through some of the dining halls at OSU. Well, I guess we'll just get right into it.
I want to start this video by highlighting the different dining plans that you can get here on campus. When I was choosing which dining plan to choose for myself the first semester, I was confused. I had no idea what to do, so I think this is something important for me to touch on. Your dining plan should be based solely off of what you like. For the majority of us, there's really only 3 to choose from because declining balance is only available to sophomores or above, and Carmen 1 and 2 are only for commuters and off-campus students. The most popular dining plans are the Traditions Unlimited Plan, Scarlet 14, and Gray 10. The way that our food and dining halls are set up on campus is that we have 3 traditional buffet-style dining halls. We have Scott, Morrill, and Kennedy. The unlimited plan gets you unlimited swipes into any of these 3 locations. Technically, once you swipe into one, you have to wait an hour before you can swipe into another, but essentially this plan is unlimited, so you can go into a dining hall to get food at any time you'd like. The Scarlet and Gray plan are similar to each other in the sense that you get a certain amount of swipes to get into these locations per week. Scarlet, you get 14 swipes, Gray, you get 10 swipes. These swipes, however, can be exchanged for money at any of the other dining halls, like the cafes and the marketplaces. At the cafes and marketplaces, one swipe is equivalent to $8. At a C-store, it's equivalent to $5. This swipe exchange is not available in the unlimited plan. With the unlimited plan, you do get $100 to spend in dining dollars, and with these dining dollar purchases, this is with any plan and with any amount, you do get a 35% discount on your purchase. With Traditions Unlimited, you get $100 of these, and with the other 2 plans, you get $200. The Scarlet and Gray plan also have $150 of Buck ID cash. One thing that was very confusing to me in the beginning was what the difference between dining dollars and Buck ID cash was. The difference between these 2 is that the dining dollars give you that 35% discount and can be used anywhere on campus, at any on-campus food site. The Buck ID cash can be used at anywhere on campus. When it's used on campus, you get a 10% discount. Buck ID cash, the difference is that it can also be used at select off-campus locations. You can find the places that accept Buck ID cash on the app, the OSU app on your phone, and on the OSU website. It's also common for these stores and restaurants to have a sign on their window or on their door saying that they accept Buck ID cash. With the swipes on the Scarlet and Gray plan, they reset every week, so they don't carry, they disappear from week to week. So what many people do if they still have swipes left over at the end of the week is they'll go to a C-store, which I did mention earlier. You can exchange one swipe for $5 at a C-store. C-stores have things like drinks, they have snacks, they have frozen meals, things like that. I believe there are 3 on campus that you can go to, or you can use something that I've found out is that you can go to a marketplace instead to use your leftover swipes, and at these places you're still getting those $8 worth for one swipe. So I'll go there and I'll get snacks, I'll get drinks, and have them whenever. I'll have them in my fridge in my dorm for whenever I want them. With the Unlimited plan, because you don't have those set number of swipes and it's unlimited, you don't have that option. You can exchange swipes. You don't go to the C-store at the end of the week. That is a main difference with that plan. So really you're going only to the traditional dining halls, because the $100 dining dollars, I had 200 to start with. We're almost at the end of the semester. I have like 30 left, and I typically only use my dining dollars when I have a swipe, which is only $8, but my price at the cafe goes over, and I'm already that low. So $100 dining dollars is not going to get you very far with an unlimited plan. It's not going to get you very many meals. So you're really only sticking to those 3 main dining halls. You do, however, still get to eat whenever you want. So there's a trade-off between the unlimited and then the Scarlet and Gray plans. The Scarlet and Gray plans, you have to think about when you're going to be eating, because you only have a certain amount of swipes per week. I personally have the Scarlet 14 plan, and I have never had a problem running out of swipes by the end of the week. I usually have like 4 to 6 swipes at the end of every week to use at the C-store, which is a lot. So I probably could have gone with the 10, but going to the C-store is one of my favorite things to do. So I wouldn't trade my plan. It's also nice to have those just as like a buffer in case, or if you're having people visit you, you can have those swipes to get them meals if you want. So again, it really comes down to what you want and what you like. Personally, I like going to cafes. I like going to sit down at places like that and get my work done, which is why unlimited didn't seem like the right option for me. Because again, with that unlimited plan, you're really only going to the 3 traditional buffet style dining halls, which doesn't really allow you to go to those cafes unless you're using those dining dollars. But again, those are probably going to run out pretty fast. And just to note, you do have the option to add Buck ID or dining dollars, which is nice, but I believe, don't quote me on it, I believe it has to be done in the first few weeks of the semester. After a certain point, you're not allowed to add any anymore.
Okay, so I know that was a lot to take in. The first few times I looked at these plans, I still didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what to choose. But really, just think about the things that you like, what you think will be best for you, and there's always the option to switch your plan in the first few weeks. Some of my suite mates did that, and they were glad that they did. But now let's get into the actual dining halls. The first ones that I go to Scott and Morrill, which are 2 of the traditional dining halls. So if you have the unlimited plan, these are the ones you're going to be seeing a lot of the time. I did not go to Kennedy, but Kennedy is really in between Morrill and Scott size-wise. So yeah, let's get into it. First up, we have Traditions at Scott. Traditions at Scott is one of the 3 traditional buffet-style dining halls at OSU. It is the largest of the 3 and is always busy, so I tend to find it a little overwhelming. However, as far as college food goes, it is good food and has so many options, and I definitely recommend the grilled cheeses. Traditions at Morrill is the next traditional buffet-style dining hall at OSU. It is the smallest of them all and usually only has 1 or 2 entree choices to choose from for each meal. Everything at Morrill is done completely through the Grubhub app, so in addition to these buffet-style options, there are also to-go options for rice bowls, and I recently just found this out, but each day of the week has its own dinner entree that appears on the menu. I'm guessing that this is something that changes each semester, but this semester at least, on Wednesdays they have a sweet and sour chicken with an egg roll, and it's actually really good. I also really like the rice bowls. There are a lot of add-ins that you can add to them. One thing that I do like about Morrill is its location. Traditions at Morrill is located in Morrill Tower, which is the dorm that I'm located in this year.
I can say honestly that if I did not live in Morrill, I probably would never come here because it's nothing special, there aren't a lot of options, it's really just convenient for me this year. Next up is Oxley's by the Numbers. Oxley's by the Numbers is a popular breakfast spot on campus. Oxley's by the Numbers is open early in the morning for those who might have an 8 a.m. class and want to get breakfast before. I can't say that that's me, but if anyone needs to, it's open. One of the reasons that I like Oxley's is for the unique build-your-own sandwich modifications. Oxley's is the only place I've noticed on campus that allows you to add extra things to your breakfast sandwiches. I like to add avocado and red onion, but there's also spinach and lettuce if you want to add that as well. Oxley's is also another place on campus that has outdoor seating options as well as indoor. One of the downfalls that I find with Oxley's is that it's almost always busy. Whenever I get out of my 9 a.m. classes around 10 o'clock, I look on my Grubhub app to see where I can order breakfast from, and Oxley's usually has a 45-minute to an hour wait for food. Because it is so conveniently located to a lot of class buildings, it is common to see these long wait times around points where many students are getting out of class. So unless you go at a strange time, plan ahead, or aren't in any rush, this isn't always the best place to go. I also want to mention quickly that Oxley's has another location that's called Oxley's To Go. It's not in the same building, and it's open different hours, but they serve ramen there. I've never been, but my roommate loves it. As for the food itself here, it's very good, and I find that it's the most real egg that I can find on campus, besides Sloopy's. Next is Crane Cafe. Crane Cafe has become one of my favorite places to go on campus. For the most part, it serves the same things as Oxley's, but the line is never nearly as long. Crane Cafe has an outdoor courtyard, which is something I utilized a lot when the weather was nicer. There aren't many tables out here, so you kind of have to get lucky with your timing in order to get one. I do wish that these strange looking seats were more comfortable because that would basically guarantee a spot outside whenever you want it. Crane Cafe is located inside Haggerty Hall. Haggerty Hall is a classroom building where I have one of my classes this semester, and to be honest, if I did not have a class in this building, I probably would not have discovered Crane for a really long time, but I'm really glad that I did because this is one of my favorite places to go to do work. One thing that makes Crane Cafe unique is the boba. Crane Cafe is the only place on campus that sells boba drinks. This was really nice because back at home, I would always go out with my friends and get boba, and it would have been hard to live without it on campus, and I can use a swipe exchange rather than having to pay for a drink because boba can be expensive. Next is Mirror Lake Eatery. I would say that Mirror Lake is quite a famous eating spot on the OSU campus. It's located right on Mirror Lake. It's not looking too pretty right now because they drained it for some reason, but it's usually a pretty sight to see, and it's nice to walk around and then get some food. The one thing that I did not realize the first time I came here was that they really only have one thing. They have chicken tenders, they have fries, they have Hawaiian rolls, and they have milkshakes. You can get all of those together in a combo, or you can get them all individually, but those are really the only things that they have. And as you can see on here, they do have some vegetarian options, but still tenders. I think the chicken here is pretty good. It's one of the best you're gonna get on campus, but I do, however, recommend getting it with some kind of sauce. The sauces, they have all different kinds of sauces. Without it, it's not extremely tasteful, and it's less dry with the sauces. The fries are fries. They're generic fries that you're gonna get from pretty much anywhere. But overall, I really like this spot. Definitely recommend. It's pretty iconic, so yeah. Next up is Sloopy's Diner. Sloopy's Diner has become one of my new favorite places on campus. My favorite thing about Sloopy's is the classic feel to it and the normal sit-down restaurant feel. You go in, you get sat, you get a menu, and you have a waiter wait on you. And this is so nice because you get to use your dining plan for it and you're not going off campus spending money. Because it does really have that real restaurant feel, the food is also probably the best anywhere on campus because it's like a real restaurant. One thing to note is that the dine-in menu has more options than the online Grubhub menu. Next is Courtside Cafe. I get the lo mein from here all the time. It's so good. And one thing that's really nice is that it's such a large portion, I'm never able to finish it. Courtside Cafe is located right inside the RPAC, which is one of the gyms on campus. This is very nice and a convenient location if you want to pick up dinner after getting out of a workout. If I'm being completely honest, I think the last time or the last 2 times I got this, my stomach was a little upset after eating it, but it's not going to stop me from eating it or getting it because it is really good, and overall I really like the food from here. Next is Juice 2, which is an extension of Courtside Cafe, also located in the gym. My favorite thing to get from Juice 2 are the acai bowls. The only thing that is a little bit annoying is it is a small portion size. The acai bowl pictured in this video was the larger size, which is a $3 upcharge on an already expensive price. Besides the acai bowls, I feel like Juice 2 is a little bit overrated. Personally, I'm not a fan of the smoothies or the coffee. It is nice, the smoothies have an option to add a supplement like an immune boost or a multivitamin, but I recommend if you want a good smoothie, I would go to Berry Cafe, which I did not mention in this video. Again, not all of the dining halls are in here, just as a reminder. It is nice though, the location of Juice 2. It's convenient for a workout or even just a place to study. Next is Marketplace on Neal. I absolutely love Marketplace on Neal. I always go there and I get a breakfast sandwich and some kind of drink. I got pumpkin spice this time because it's almost the end of fall, so I had to take advantage of it while I still could. All of the food that I've ever gotten from here is really good, and I like that they have the seasonal drink options. I love the music and the vibe in here. I love to come here to study and get work done. I've never had a problem or too much of a problem getting a table here. There are a lot, so typically you can get a table as soon as you get there, or you just have to wait a few minutes, which is nice. Next is Curl Market. Whenever I go to Curl Market, I'm usually going to get a burrito, but they also have so many other food options too, which is really nice. They have pizza, sushi, sandwiches, pasta, they have cheesesteaks, and they have burgers. They have a really wide variety of food, which I really like. I've recently developed an addiction for burritos. So I like to come here to get burritos, and it's nice because if you're craving a burrito, you could get Chipotle, but this is gonna cure your craving just as well, and you get to use a swipe for it, so you're not using money out of your pocket, which is nice. Chrome Market also has outdoor seating and a lot of it, so when it's nice out, it's a perfect place to go. Last but not least is Woody's Tavern. Woody's Tavern has a really strong sports bar / restaurant feel to it, which I really like. For some reason, it makes me feel at home. They serve foods, what you mainly think about when you think of like football foods, like a lot of appetizers. They have boneless wings, pizza, mozzarella sticks, mac and cheese bites, things like that. And you really can't go wrong with any of it. This is the perfect place to go on a Sunday night or Sunday afternoon if you want to catch the NFL games happening. I don't have any clips from them, but Woody's Tavern as well as Sloopy's is located in the Union, and so is the Union Market and a cafe called Espresso. Well, that's it for all the dining halls I have covered. Remember, it's not all of them, it's most of them, but there are still others.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it gave you some insight as to what the food looks like here on campus at OSU. Just some final closing thoughts / comments. I have not had any problems with the food here on campus. I think Dining Services does a really good job. I think there's a wide variety of foods to choose from, environments to choose from. There's a traditional dining halls buffet style. There's cafes you can go to. There's marketplaces. There's enough to choose from that I have not gotten sick of anything on campus. So I'm happy about that. And I think you guys, if you come here or if you're here, you will have the same experience. The bottom line is this is a college campus. It's still a college campus. You can't be coming in here expecting homemade meals or 5-star meals because that's just unrealistic. You come in here expecting college level food. You're going to be happy. You're going to be fine. Your expectations are hopefully going to be met. And again, I think the food here is good. I think it's good. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys again so much for watching, and have a great day.